she was the sickest person in the hospital. They saved her life.
When I got up, I got dressed for work. I had such a hard time moving about and even functioning, so I just laid on the recliner, try to get my wind so I can go to work. That's what I do. And it was my normal winter cold. I get a cough and a cold every winter. So my husband comes in, Jack.
She's fine, huh? I said, are you okay? She says, no.
My husband says, come on, we're gonna take you urgent care. But in the meantime, he says, no, we're not gonna take you urgent care. We're gonna take you to the hospital.
Jackie was brought in by her husband. When she arrived in the emergency room, she was noted to be in respiratory distress.
And we went through the first room where they do your vitals and everything. And as the girl's doing it, she's talking with her, trying to see where she's at. And she looked at me and she mouthed, she's really sick.
She was diagnosed with respiratory failure due to pneumonia, severe sepsis, and perhaps septic shock. She also started to have multiple organ failures, including kidney, liver, and lungs. She also required hemodialysis, so her prognosis was very grim.
And they said it's a good chance that she might be gone within 2 or 24 hours, that I need to go home and talk to my girls. The next day was Saturday. I walked in expecting who knows what. And they told me she took a good turn. And you could see her face. She had a little bit of a glow in it. And there was changes. For the 2 weeks that she was in induced coma, and every once in a while there'd be a little bit of a hiccup. And it's concerning, but the staff did a great job.
Rehabilitation for me was great because the only thing I could barely move was my mouth. And I'm performing, I would say, at 85%. I'm working. I'm taking care of my family, doing everything that a mom's supposed to do.
We were like family. I walked down the hallway and I looked forward to seeing smiley faces because it made me feel good that she was doing well and that everything was okay.
Because of this hospital, that I sit here and can speak today. And it goes from the janitor to the person who takes my menu, to the nurse, to the aide, to the doctor. And they embraced me as if I was the only patient in the hospital.
I think there are several things that differentiate New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley from other hospitals. The thing I hear the most from our patients is that as soon as you walk in the door, they can feel the warmth and the compassion and the empathy. Whether it's an environmental services worker who happens to be in the lobby and says, how can I help you? Where do you need to go? Or the nurse who is at the bedside asking about your family and if they need to call anybody for you. In 2017, our New York Presbyterian Medical Group has onboarded close to 40 new physicians in our key areas of strategic growth. I'm particularly happy tonight to welcome the Hudson Valley Cardiology Group to the New York Presbyterian Medical Group Hudson Valley. This team has been caring for patients for over 2 decades and providing exemplary care.
I had fallen off my stationary bike and I had fractured 2 ribs on my left side. I went for an urgent care visit because I was a little short of breath and I just thought it was my ribs. And lo and behold, it was a lot worse problems than fractured ribs. They told me, you need to go to the emergency room.
She was in congestive heart failure, which is a condition where your lungs fill up with fluid. At the same time, it looked like she was having a small heart attack. And once that presentation identified her as a high-risk candidate, we transitioned her care to Columbia Presbyterian for further workup.
I was transported by ambulance to Columbia Presbyterian, where it was determined that I was going to need at least quadruple bypass.
She ultimately had a very successful, uncomplicated surgery, but her postoperative was characterized by an eventful couple of days. She suffered 2 cardiac arrests.
My son and became engaged to his wonderful future wife. And I just lay there in ICU not knowing if I would be here or not to celebrate with them. After I was released from Columbia Presbyterian, that's when I first saw Dr. Hametz.
She was transferred over and put in the care of the cardiac rehab staff at New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital.
I was so weak, I couldn't even make to walk into the rehab, and I kept saying, I'm not going to be able to do this. Because when they first tested me, I couldn't even do 2 minutes on the treadmill. And when I left, I had, well, it was a good hour workup. I just graduated on Wednesday from 3 months of cardiac rehab. I'm very proud of that. Here I am. I've had my fitting. I'm leaving on Saturday morning for my future daughter-in-law Jackie's bridal shower. And in 5 more weeks, I'm going to dance with my son at his wedding.
As the president of this hospital, I could not be prouder of the dedicated team of professionals and caregivers that we have here. Our patients get the best of them every single day, get the best from them every single hour, and I could not be prouder.
My daughters had to be told that their mom might not come home. My husband was going to be without a wife, but through the grace of God and God working with New York Presbyterian, I believe that New York Presbyterian truly saved my life.